everyone, my name's Casey, and today I want to discuss with you why we need to stop treating college like a commodity. Recently, a colleague of mine shared an article with me that really drove this point home. Hunter Rawlings of the Washington Post summed up everything that I try to tell my students on a daily basis in just a short 5-paragraph story. He said, "College isn't a commodity. It is the awakening of a human being." So I would like to discuss with you why it's so important that we start changing the perceptions of what college is. Unlike buying a car or a new pair of shoes, it's not just something that we spend money on up front and take home with as a degree. We don't just get to carry it home in a grocery bag from Kroger. Today I want to talk about why our perceptions of college need to change and why college really does still matter. In my role, I am an academic advisor, and although I've only been advising for 2 years, I steadily see students who are less prepared. And I don't mean that they're less prepared in a sense that they're unintelligent. I mean that they're less prepared because they don't understand what college is. They come out of the gate misinformed and knowing little about the journey that really lies ahead of them. Honestly, as a society, we've done a really poor job of explaining to our students what college is. We've placed a sticker tag on it, and we give all of our colleges ratings based on student success. We treat college like buying a car. Harvard is to Mercedes as a GO is to a community college. It isn't this simple. And unfortunately, where you go to college, that doesn't really matter either. I have friends who went to middle-of-the-road colleges, and they're very happy, and they're very successful. I also have friends who went to expensive private colleges, and they didn't really invest in college. They didn't really get out of the experience what they needed to, and they're still searching. So it doesn't really matter where you go. It doesn't even really matter what you spend. What matters is what you put into your investment. And I tell my students this every day. And by investment, I don't just mean money. I mean an investment of your time, of your mind, your energy, and your beliefs. So why should you get a degree? In the world we live in, research consistently tells us that you have to have a degree in order to be successful. And I know we all define success differently. So maybe success for you is success in monetary gains, or maybe it's success in the sense that you want a job that's going to provide you with a lot of flexibility. However you define success, it's clear that a college degree can help you accomplish that. According to a recent article from the Pew Research Center about wages in millennials, the median income for a college graduate, so someone that has a bachelor's degree, is $45,000, while the median income for someone who only has a high school diploma is $28,000. That's nearly a $20,000 difference. So that in and of itself, I feel like is enough reason for going to college. So I know you're probably thinking, yeah, Casey, this all sounds great, but I constantly hear how bad the job market is, and I always hear about graduates who are still searching for jobs. So is it really worth going into thousands of dollars of debt to get a degree? That's a great question. And unfortunately, great questions often have really complicated answers. So I want to start by talking about student loan debt. I'm not here to downplay the problem of student loan debt. Our college graduates combined have over $1 trillion in debt. According to Forbes, that's nearly $26,000 per person. So I understand that's a lot of money to invest out of the gate and not be quite sure about where it might actually lead you. So for the next few minutes, I would like to paint a picture for you about why it is worth it to take out $26,000 in loans, and how graduates, parents, colleges, high schools, the media, everyone really, can do a better job of helping students understand why this is an investment, and that investments do take work in order for them to pay off. College isn't a commodity. Like I said already, understanding this is really important. We don't just get to spend money up front and take a degree home with us. And like I said before, this is where I often see my students fall short. They come in with the mindset that college is going to be just like high school. They think that we're going to tell them what to think. They assume that their professors will be just like their teachers, and expect them to memorize facts and regurgitate them in a test. But remember, if colleges were just producing glorified high school graduates, there would be no point. You attend college to learn how to think. Like Rawlings said in his article, to awaken your mind. Your professors are the gatekeepers to the places of yourself that you've never been. They will help you push your limits. They can help you break down walls and create visions that you've never thought about having. We're here to help you grow. And if you're open to growing, open to changing, and open to being challenged, then the investment is worth then the investment will turn into a gain. So how does an 18-year-old make this happen? Lucky for me, I get to see this every day too. It is through the student who chooses a major that's a good fit for he or she based on their skills, even if it's a major that society deems as pointless. It is through the student who shows up in my office so excited because they're learning about things that they never even knew existed. And it's through the first-generation college student whose mom or dad knew that their son or daughter needed to attend college, even if they didn't quite understand what it was, so that they could have opportunities they weren't presented. I happen to be one of those last examples. My parents have always held hard labor jobs. They both did factory work for many years, and unfortunately, my father's body is now paying for all of the factory work he did. He nearly has no hearing left in one of his ears. So, with this in mind, college has never been a question for me. It's something I always knew I had to do. My father, he happens to be one of the smartest men I know, even though he doesn't have a college degree. And my mother, she's one of the sweetest souls that I've ever met. Between the two of them, I knew I needed to invest. Not just for myself, but for them. So I put in the work when I went to college. I spent the late nights in the computer lab. I drank countless cups of coffee to keep myself awake on caffeine. I covered my notebooks and red and black pens studying. I put in the work. And now, I can see my investment paying off. And although I'm not exactly where I want to be, I understand that investments take time to reveal their full benefit. So even if you are a college graduate and you're still searching for that dream job, your investment will take time. So I've learned that I can apply all of these skills that I've gained through my investment to nearly any job I find interesting. Without this ability, without my investment, without my parents who supported me and my professors who pushed me, I wouldn't be here today. So let me leave you with this one last thought. College isn't a commodity. It is a portal for personal transition and a vessel for hope if you are open to being challenged and you're open to being changed. Thank you.